right to the chase because we know why you're here. You're here because you are in a position in your business that you're ready to go to the next level. You're ready to take what you've already accomplished as a real estate sales professional or as a real estate leader in this industry, and you're ready to take it up a notch. One thing that I hope you can appreciate, if you're not familiar with the Glover U organizations, is that all of our people are in it. Most coaching companies today, their coaches are people that had done it in the past, and all of our coaches are on the ground listing and selling real estate or leading brokerages or leading teams, or are in charge of marketing or are in the ground doing marketing, or doing the things that you want to accomplish. And I hope that you can appreciate that about us. So we won't go through all of the free resources and things that we would do during a normal webinar, because you probably want to cut right to the chase of exactly what is it that we're going to be covering in each one of these courses. What's pretty fascinating, at least in my opinion, of these courses is, unlike other coaching organizations, they get updated every single time we run them. So you'll have, for instance, any one of the courses will have repeat attendees over and over again. I think I've seen some people in mine now 5 or 6 times through. And you'd say, well, why is that? Are they not grasping the information? Why would someone need to take it so many times? And the answer is because each time they are growing as an individual, and you hear things differently the second or third time than maybe the first time. That's A, and B, because every time we teach a course, we're in a different environment. The market has shifted, or the market's better, or the market's worse, or there's more listings available, there's less listings available. It's easier to get offers accepted. It's harder to get offers accepted. It's easier to recruit agents. It's harder to recruit agents. Every time we run one of our programs, which they only run 2 or 3 times a year, you're in a different spot in your business, and the environment in which we work, the economy and the real estate market in which we work in, is in a different place in time. So welcome. Thank you for joining us. I know several of you signed up for this to get the replay, so you may be watching the replay, or if you are joining us live, thank you for being on. Go ahead and throw down in the chat. Let us know where you're chiming in from. Go ahead and put that in the chat, where you're joining us from. Make sure you change it to all. Make sure you change it to everyone. We love to see where everyone's coming in from. But if you send it to hosts and panels, we won't see that. So make sure you're chatting all of us if you can. And we want to see where you're coming from. There we go. Ontario, Chattanooga in the house, Fort Lauderdale, Cleveland, Baltimore, Grand Blanc, Madison, Huntsville, Alabama, Boca Raton, love it. Cincinnati, Murfreesboro, love it. Buffalo, New York, Plymouth, Northwest Ohio, Texas. There we go. We got some San Diego. Thanks for waking up early for us in the West Coast. All right, great to see everybody. Thanks for being on. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. You should have a workbook, because why this is important. We've provided some space for you to make notes on each program, and there's also a flyer in here on each program as well. And anytime you get your hands on one of our workbooks, there's also some free resources. So regardless of what program you sign up for today, get this printed off, because there's some great new free resources that we shared at our retreat that we're giving away now to you. So the way we do this is very simple. All right, you've got, as you go through the workbook here, you'll see the first program we come to is Prospecting Bootcamp, and we're going to get into that in just a second. Justin's going to have each coach has a timer set, and they're going to share with you everything that you need to know about their program in that amount of time. We kind of rapid fire through these because we want to make the best use of our 30 minutes together. I actually have a timer that I use, a physical timer that I use, and we'll be starting that in just a moment, and we'll give you a few more seconds to get your workbooks printed off. And the first page I would want you to turn to would be page 4 in your workbook, which is specifically the Prospecting Bootcamp flyer, and there's a few pages after that that you can take notes on the flyer itself, or you can take notes in the actual workbook. So you have that, and the order in which we go in, although it might appear as if it's kind of in an order of, all right, you start with Prospecting Bootcamp, then you go here, and then you go here. That's not necessarily the case. We have a lot of top producers, for instance, who take Prospecting Bootcamp because they've never learned how to exercise that muscle. They've always been either good at marketing. They've been really good at what Greg does, but they've never picked up the phone in their life. So don't think that because we're starting with Prospecting Bootcamp that it's just our beginner's course. And hey, Justin, we're going to start you off. I got the timer set for 5 minutes, and tell us everything we need to know about Prospecting Bootcamp, sir. You're up.
Hey guys, super excited to be here. You know, one of the things that I always share and teach is when you're in the real estate industry and you're looking at your pipeline, you're looking at your deals closed, you're looking at, you know, how much money you're making or not making in a year. And if we're not hitting our goals or where we want to be, I always say the answer is simple. We're just not talking to enough people. And what we do at the Prospecting Bootcamp is we teach you how to get in front of more people and have more conversations about real estate. The word prospecting sometimes can be looked at as a dirty word. And really what prospecting is really it's the first step in the sales process. And so when you think about wanting to build your business, it all starts with prospecting. It's about having conversations. It's about talking about real estate. And the goal is to hopefully convert the person you're talking to into a potential client. In the Prospecting Bootcamp for 16 weeks, we're going to teach you everything that you need to know about prospecting and lead generation. Oftentimes people think that prospecting is only picking up the phone and making phone calls, but it's so much more than just picking up the phone. We're going to teach you how to pick up the phone. We're going to teach you how to door knock. We're going to teach you how to work your database. We're going to teach you how to use social media. We're going to teach you the difference between what lead follow-up and lead conversion is. We're going to talk about the 4 different personality styles. How would you just like to know the person that you're talking to or the listing appointment that you're going on? How would you like to know their personality style and be able to change your conversation to speak their language in such a way that your conversion ratio goes to the next level? We're going to teach you what to say and how to say it. We're going to teach you how to overcome every objection that could be thrown at you. And then we're also going to teach you the 25 sources of business that Jeff and his team use to sell 1,000 homes a year. I think, Jeff, that this course, just for that class alone, is worth signing up for, to be able to learn every single different source that Jeff and his team use to sell 1,000 homes a year is incredible. And so if you're looking at your business today and you're saying, you know what, I want more listing appointments. If you're looking at your business today and you're saying, you know what, I want to sell more homes and I want to finish my second half of 2023 better than I started my first half of 2023, then the Prospecting Bootcamp is 100% for you. The way that I was able to sell 100 homes my first year in the business by working on Jeff's team was by implementing the very things that we teach in Prospecting Bootcamp. And the awesome thing about it is if you can overcome your fear of rejection, if you can overcome not knowing what to say when you pick up the phone, when you go to someone's door and you door knock, you become unstoppable. I'm going to teach you every strategy, every technique that you need to know in order to be able to pick up the phone, go knock on a door, work your database, leverage social media to be able to take more appointments, take more listings, and ultimately close more deals. Mindset is one of the biggest things that causes real estate agents not to sell the amount of homes that they want or not to prospect. We're going to work on your mindset. We're going to overcome the limiting beliefs that you have, because we all have them. And if you can identify what your limiting beliefs are, you can create a plan, which we help you create, to overcome those limiting beliefs. And then you work on your skills. We're going to role play. We're going to write scripts. We're going to practice. And if you can work on the mindset and your skills, you become unstoppable. And that's what the 16-week course with the Prospecting Bootcamp is. And I've had the privilege to actually teach close to 1,000 people over the last couple of years. And every single person that has gone through this class and done what we've taught sees their business go to the next level. They see more listings and they see more closings.
And for those that aren't familiar, Justin started essentially as a real estate salesperson with our team, proved himself on the phones, selling 100 homes his first year, one of our top inside sales associates that became a realtor with us. And he earned the spot at leading our inside sales team. So when we had to tap someone on the shoulder and say, hey, Justin, we want you to teach our agents how to do exactly the same, he was the guy. And not only was he the guy then, but he's still doing it now in the trenches, working with his team, selling hundreds of homes a year with his team through the prospecting methods, the same ones that you're going to learn in this course. So Justin, unless you have anything else to add, you got about 15 seconds, my friend.
Yeah, 15 seconds is this. The investment into the prospecting bootcamp is $299 a month for 4 months, which is a total investment of $1,200. My question to you is this: how many listings would you need to sell in order to recoup your $1,200 investment?
There we go. That's
Hope to see you in the class.
Text the word prospecting to 55444. Text the word prospecting to 55444 if you want to learn more about prospecting bootcamp. If you want to write that down, do so. Otherwise, it's right on the flyer in your workbook. Again, that's texting the word prospecting to 55444. You'll get all the details on the program, what it comes with. It's not just a live session with Justin once a week. There's added accountability. There's a Facebook group. There's a lot more features that come with that program that Justin didn't get a chance to share. Okay, on with the next program. We're moving over to Buyer Business Accelerator. Once we've figured out, or maybe we haven't figured out necessarily how to work the phones through Prospecting Bootcamp, but we know we want to get better at working with buyers, or I'm a leader on the program and I want to perhaps sign up for a program to get all my agents in. Buyer Business Accelerator may be for you. And we're going to have Nick Bellmore, like one of the original buyer's agents in the state of Michigan that sold over 100 homes as a buyer's agent, who then became the first buyer's agent with what was called Jeff Glover Team. And then it became, of course, Jeff Glover Associates Glover Agency, and is leading and coaching agents on his own team, as well as a coach for Glover U. So Nick Bellmore, you got 5 minutes to tell us about Buyer Business Accelerator. Ready, go.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So obviously it's super hard for me to do anything in 5 minutes. If you've seen any of my classes, you know how I love to talk about this stuff, but I want to get to some of the most important things about the class as we kind of dive in. And a couple of them, especially in today's market, what I'm hearing from agents all the time is they simply need more qualified buyers. And that is a piece of what we do in the class. Now, ultimately, the class is a complete system for us to teach you everything from lead generation to great customer experience, qualification, negotiation, the whole entire thing. But a couple of the really important parts of it right now are definitely about lead generation. It's definitely the offer consultation and getting more offers accepted in today's market, because we know things are changing and we know we have to approach the market a little bit differently. And if you have seen this class in the past, we have 30% new content as we're going through this time around, all the way from new sources of lead generation, all the way into using artificial intelligence in order to get leverage in what we're doing as buyer's agents. So I think that this is a great class. A couple of things that I want to dive into is kind of who this class is for specifically. And there's really two audiences that are going to get a ton of value out of this class. Number one is kind of the most obvious and the most basic. If you are getting started with buyers and you're looking for more efficiency, if you're looking for more productivity, if you're looking to make more money with the time that you're putting into your buyers, without a doubt, this is going to help you get better, make more money, or even get more time back. Because for so many of us, it's not more important to sell even more, but to do the same amount in less time and be able to put that time into family, friends, all the stuff we want to do to live our unreal life. The second person that absolutely should be taking this class right now is team leaders. If you are running a group of buyer's agents, especially if you are spending thousands of dollars a month in order to go ahead and generate leads, we are going to teach your agents how to be the most efficient with that lead spend, all the way from making sure that that follow-up game is the best in the business to the qualification that has to go through with it. It's going to be a complete system for your agents to be more profitable as they go through this process with you. So I definitely encourage team leaders themselves to take it. I encourage them to put their agents in it so that they are absolutely getting the most of what they're doing as they grow and start their career with your team, 100%. So a lot of things I think this year too that we should be touching on in here is the showing agent model. Because one of the biggest things that I am hearing from agents is that they really have a ton of stuff to do and not enough time to do it. And we know that 80% of our time typically goes into showing homes. So we teach the showing agent model from start to finish as well, so that agents can get more leverage in that buyer business. I definitely think that as the market changes, it's going to be better and better for agents to make sure that they're qualifying their leads, that they're generating more leads, and that they're communicating in the most effective ways. And we definitely spend time on each of those things throughout the class.
What I love about your program, Nick, is it really does package. If someone were to hire a buyer's agent today, for instance, it is the program that I would put our buyer's agents through. I mean, heck, we basically put them through all of the Glover U programs, and this is one of them. So for anyone on that's leading a team or leading a brokerage, and you want to have agents that are better with buyers, Buyer Business Accelerator is a great program for them. And for any agents that are on that just want to be more, because here's the deal, Nick, here's what I found in this industry. We have a lot of agents who will say, well, I don't need help with buyers. I got it's showing homes, it's opening lock boxes, it's negotiating offers. I mean, sure, we lose some from time to time. I don't need help with buyers. Well, what if there was a way where you could do the same amount of buyer business on half the time because you're running all over town, or spend the same amount of time, but add 10 or 12 transactions to your buyer business from just a few of the techniques that Nick is going to share with you in this program. Nick, we got about 20 seconds left. Anything you want to add?
Absolutely. The one other thing too that I want to look at with that is, if you want to get efficiency, if you want to have your agents trained in order to make sure that they're making it, that they're converting those leads and lead generating themselves, bringing leads into the team, this is a class you should absolutely have all of your agents in. It's going to help you bring your cost of sale down without a doubt if you're a team leader, and it's going to put you in the position to keep winning in this market.
All right. If you want more information on Buyer Business Accelerator, text the word buyer to 55444. You see that in the chat. That'll give you all of the details of the program. Similar to what I mentioned about Justin's, it's not just a 45-minute live Zoom. There's active Q&A. There's, hey, I went out, buyer said this. How would you respond to this, Nick? There's a lot more than just a live webinar. It's actual built-in accountability. Again, if you want to get better with your buyer business, text the word buyer to 55444. You see that in the chat as well. Okay, we're moving over to Listing Mastery, actually the original Glover U coaching program, the only program that I coach personally. Oh, I better start a timer for myself, otherwise I will never hear the end of that from our other coaches. The only program that I do personally for all 16 weeks. And during the Listing Mastery program, we focus mostly on your actual listing appointment from start to finish. What happens prior to the appointment, what you send the sellers prior to coming out, what you say prior to coming out, what you do prior to coming out. We spend 2 or 3 sessions just on the actual listing presentation itself. What you say when you get there, what you bring with you. You're going to get access to all of our materials, everything that I bring out on a listing appointment today. Just to give you an idea, on a bad month, our team is taking between 50 and 60 listings on a bad month. I'm usually responsible for 7 to 10 of those myself, still on the ground with you, just like all of our coaches. So you're going to get what I'm taking out on appointments, what I'm saying on appointments, and then what happens after I leave. How do I get them to sign on the spot? How do I get them to sign with me later if they don't sign with me on the spot? What do I send after the appointment? What do I say after the appointment? So you're getting the pre, the during, the post. That part of it alone, if you can believe it, is probably 50% of the program itself. The actual what happens before, what happens during, what happens after. Why? Because your presentation, the actual listing appointment, is the single greatest differentiator between the best and the rest. And here's why. Because most agents think that just kind of going out and winging it, saying whatever makes sense. They got the stats from NAR, they got the stats from their board of realtors, they got the information they need from their broker. Most agents think that that's just enough to convert. It's not. When you make the decision to be a listing agent, that's why it's called Listing Mastery, which everyone gets a full workbook in every single one of our programs, of course. When you make the decision to be a listing focused agent, you have to not only master who you're going to reach out to. As you know, we cover that in Prospecting Bootcamp, and we do spend probably 3 or 4 sessions just on lead generation. So we do go through several different sources of where our leads come from. And you're going to be in a position to generate more listing leads just because of those particular sessions. But where we spend the majority of time is helping you become a great listing agent, building a great listing agent schedule, being able to go on an appointment and hear every single objection they throw at you and have an answer for every single one of them. What about pricing property? We spend 2 sessions alone just on helping you present price, because it's one thing to know price. It's another thing to be able to present and articulate it. So we're spending 2 sessions one on presenting price, and the other one is handling presentation or pricing presentation objections. Because there's really 2 areas where listings are won and lost. There's 2 areas. Area number 1 is how well you present price, and area number 2 is how well you overcome their objections. If you can master those 2, you're already on your way to becoming a great listing agent. The last thing I will say about the program, and just something to think about, and if you want more information of joining me for 16 weeks, we have 45 minutes of live and 10 minutes of Q&A. So you actually you get an opportunity to unmute yourself and ask me any question you want about listing property during our 16 weeks together. All right. Why is it so important to be a great listing agent today? Well, I'll never forget. I'll leave you with this story. When I first started out, my first broker said, Jeff, do you want to be an employer or an employee in this business? All right. I said, well, what's the difference? His name was Tim Riley. He said, Tim, I said, Tim, what's the difference? He said, well, the employees work their butts off Monday through Friday, plus Saturdays, plus weekends, plus holidays, time away from family, showing all the inventory of all the listing agents who are on vacation every weekend. I said, well, what do the employers do? Well, they get in early and they stay till 5 or 6 o'clock and they focus on taking listings each and every day throughout the week, but they get to enjoy time with family. They get to enjoy time on vacation and time with friends. So if you're of the camp that you'd like to be an employer in this business, then Listing Mastery could be for you. If you want to spend 16 weeks together and you want to learn more, text the word listing to 55444. That's texting the word listing to 55444. You're going to get all of our marketing material, my exact listing presentation, the exact script I use. We dissect it. I mean, you don't just get a book of scripts. You get the scripts, but we dissect line by line, one by one, how to say it, why we say it this way, how to respond when they say this. That could be the difference in conversion at 10 or 15%, and 10 or 15% conversion could be an extra 6 or 8 sales, which would more than triple, quadruple your investment in the program. It's the same price as all the other programs. Text the word listing to 55444. You'll be working with me live for 16 weeks. Thank you. Okay, let's go to the next one. Next up is systems of real estate. So once you've generated enough leads because you've gone through Prospecting Bootcamp, you've mastered your buyer process and your buyer presentation and your buyer consultation, you got on with listings, you figured out that you learn how to take more listings, and all of a sudden you're busy. You need great service, you need great systems, you need great skills, you need ways to provide great systems in your business, and that is Systems of Real Estate, taught by the creator of all of our systems of real estate in our team and in our brokerages today. Taylor Kerrigan, you've got 5 minutes, ready to go.
I was waiting for that buzzer, man. I thought you went over 5 minutes. We're all like, no, you can't take more time. No, in all seriousness, Systems of Real Estate is absolutely, like Jeff said, if you are now generating opportunities, you have to know how to service them. Generating an opportunity is one thing, but actually getting them to a closing table is another. And it happens so often that I'm working with a real estate agent in coaching, and they don't have a system back of house. And so what we really teach you in Systems of Real Estate is how to be more proactive versus reactive. Because when we're a proactive agent and we know what is coming next, or we know what needs to happen next, well, then we're in control of our time. And if we're in control of our time, well, then we can spend that time the way that we want, whether that's lead generating for more opportunities, or that's having a better work-life balance, whatever the case is. And so in Systems of Real Estate, it's not really just customer experience. We do share with you our 72 touch points of exactly what we do to provide customers a great experience at the Glover Agency, but it's also everything. It's, do you have a drip campaign system for buyer leads? Do you have a follow-up system for seller leads? Do you have a 5-star program? Do you know the different job descriptions of different people as you continue to grow your organization? What is your closing gift process? What is your, touch points? I share all of our email templates that Jeff and I use. When I first started working with Jeff, we were our first full year together working as agent and executive assistant. And we went from selling 100 properties to selling 150 to selling 226 properties. While I would love to say that there's, a magic pill or something that I provided during that, it wasn't. It was actually having a system to where he could focus on lead generating, and everything in the back of house was ran by myself. So that really forced us over the years to identify what works in a real estate organization and what doesn't. And so we've documented all of that over the last 10 years, and we give that to you. Not only is it systems, but it's also how do you show love to your clients? For many years, we were not an organization that did a lot with database. And now when you look at our business, over 50% of our business actually comes from our database. And it's because we follow a database plan. So in Systems of Real Estate, I actually pull up our exact full year database plan and show you what we do every single month. When we're calling them, here's what we say. When we email them, here's exactly what we're emailing. When we do a client event, here's the step-by-step of how you host the same exact client event. So we're super focused on doing everything we can to help you accelerate your business. Let the other coaches help you with lead generating, and come to Systems of Real Estate to really teach you how to make it a well-oiled machine. And I can promise you by the end of the course, one of the things that I'm the best at is teaching you to become a more proactive person and be in control of your time and in control of your schedule. And this class is the one that helps you do that. So
I would also say, I think it's fair to say, Taylor, that customer experience really is a lead generation tool. And that's something we admit as a company we didn't do a good job of until we really wrapped our mind around this idea that providing, because customer service is what's expected. Customer experience is what's above and beyond. And that's a lot of what you teach in this program, how to go above and beyond so that it turns into repeat and referral business. So somebody might not want to pick up the phone and prospect all day long, but they get a ton of repeat and referral business because of what they've implemented from your program.
Yeah, absolutely. And I normally get the question, like, is this a class for operations people? It can be, absolutely. I usually take a poll at the beginning of each course, and it's about 50% operations, administrative people, and then it's 50% agents. And it's super important because a lot of times agents are running a business without a plan. And the moment you're running without a plan or following a system, it's actually creating more work for yourself. So regardless of who you are, whether you're an operations person or whether you're an agent yourself, if you don't follow a system and you don't do the same thing every single time with every single client, then this is a course that can help you do that.
If they want to know more, they can text operations to 55444. It's right there in your workbook on the flyer, everything that's included. Text the word operations to 55444. You have the opportunity to work with live for 16 weeks with Taylor Kerrigan, the one that not only understands systems of real estate. I mean, she understands the sales side of the business. She's been with us since day one, from marketing assistant all the way through transaction coordinator, listing manager, executive assistant, doing sales of her own, and now managing a team of salespeople, and of course, a leader at Live Unreal Companies, which is the parent company of Glover U. So Taylor, you've got 16 seconds left. Any last words?
Nope. I would love to have you guys in the class. At the end of this, we will share the days and times of each of the classes, so that way you can plan your schedule, and we will cover that at the end.
Awesome. So there you go. Text operations to 55444 if you want to join Taylor live for 16 weeks, and time is up there. So we're moving on. Go ahead and turn to page 16 in your workbook. Page 16 in your workbook, and you got a couple blank pages after that in case you want to take notes. Once you've got your systems down, now it's time to enhance everything you've learned. Or maybe you're not interested in picking up the phone and prospecting. You want to get your business through marketing. No matter where you're at in your business, we've got a program for you. I believe wholeheartedly in marketing. In fact, when I started in this business, I was just a prospecting guy. And then, as many of our coaches know, we implemented marketing. And so what's really cool about this program that Greg is teaching is the two of us got together. The number one agent from Michigan and the number one agent from Ohio got together and said, all right, we're going to write down all the stuff we do to market to generate business. And we put it into a 16-week program. And Greg, you got 5 minutes to tell us about it.
You're muted. Mute. one of the things we're going to learn is how to work a camera and the microphone. So this is the hardest thing, and they all know this. To give me 5 minutes is like just a joke. So I'm going to do my best here. I'm Greg Erlanger. I sold a bunch of houses. I've got a really wonderful team, great business partner, Mike Zanicola. We've been #1 in the state of Ohio for 9 years now. We're in top 25. Just RIS Media just came out, top 25 real estate teams in the United States of America. We've done that through marketing. There's 3 ways to generate business in today's market. There's prospecting-based businesses, which we've talked about. There's personality-based businesses. Are you the type of realtor where people just, they know you, they like you, they trust you, they work with you, right? And you've got friends, you go to BNI groups, you do things to generate business through your personality. Then there's also marketing. And when Jeff and I've been going to Glover U events well before I became a coach here at Glover U, I realized that Jeff has an unlimited amount of knowledge in marketing. He has billboards all over Michigan, but he utilizes this concept of marketing to generate business to him. And that's exactly how our business and my team generated over 1,400 home sales and 380 million in sales last year, the year before, consistently driving traffic to our business. So instead of chasing, we're actually creating a brand and creating value that is undeniable and that people want to partake in. They want to find us. So our DMs fill up with come list me's. And that's what we start to teach in Marketing Mastery. One of the things I noticed in marketing, just talking to agents and people would ask me for help, I noticed that everybody wants to do marketing, but they don't know how to do it. So they just start creating short form, or they start creating videos and just screaming into the ether, right? Just, I'm a realtor, buy or sell with me. And they have no concept, no model, no system. And so I've created with Jeff a 16-week course that helps a brand new agent, or maybe it's a broker or business owner that really wants to develop a brand and start to communicate your mission, vision, values, your unique value proposition. What is the problem that your brokerage, your team, your business uniquely solves, and how do we communicate it? If nobody knows the solution that you bring to the table, then they're not going to engage that solution, meaning they're not going to come to you to list their house. You have to be able to communicate through marketing-based systems your value, and you'll do that. So in this class, we help you create what your value is, what your brand is. And that's everything from logo development to what colors you're using to the tonality. I'm high energy, I'm motivational. You can feel it in the way I'm communicating right now, okay? Everything we do from our marketing pieces to our video, it will all communicate this value. So our class will start there for anybody that's brand new, and it will lead us all the way through the journey, literally spending time. One whole class is dedicated to YouTube. YouTube is the highest, it's owned by Google. It is what people are utilizing now to search when they're looking for realtors. Even if you're prospecting only or personality only, those folks are going to look you up online and they're going to judge you by what they find. What they're going to find is most likely going to be on YouTube if you have a YouTube platform. Yes, we touch on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of those things, pointing us to the main platform of YouTube and starting to create a solution and help you create video. So you say, well, Greg, that's great to have a YouTube channel. The problem is I don't have any videos. I don't know the difference between long form video and short form video and how to utilize both of those. I will show you that in one of our classes. We go through that. We go through the type of camera equipment. We go through the concept of when is it time to outsource to an outsourced company, or when is it time to just start to fail forward. And what I love most about our Marketing Mastery class, with the minute that I have left, is the community that we've created. We have created, see, look at that, I'm on. See, I don't trust myself anymore, so I create my own timer here as well. The concept of community. Where else can you start to finally create? You see these realtors out there taking market share right now with their cute little videos that are going out there. How do you get to that? How do you get to that point? But Greg, I'm scared. I'm fearful. I don't know how to do that. We literally have an entire class based on overcoming the fear and practicing creating that first horrible video, because your first video is going to be bad. And my homework assignment in one of these classes is to create a bad video that we will share in a safe environment. The community that we create on the Marketing Mastery group, we have a Facebook group, and we'll share that with folks. And what's great about it is that community continues to grow because the previous classes still have access and can still show you and tell you what worked for them. what's working, what's not working, everything from the beginning to end. Who's it for? It's for the team leaders. It's also for their marketing department. It's also for the agents. If you want to develop a brand within the brand, you're an agent on a large team, this class is for you. If you want to help your agents because you own a large brokerage or you own a team, this class is for you. And I've just gone a few seconds over. It's $399. It's 16 weeks, 1 hour a week with me. What more could you ask for? I hope you'll sign up.
And Greg, there is one thing I want to add. What I love about what you said, but I want to finish the sentence. So many agents today, like if I could sum up marketing mastery in a nutshell, so many agents today have gotten by because of their pleasant, enthusiastic personalities. Like that's called the personality-based business. Well, what you do in marketing mastery is you take their pleasant, pleasing, enthusiastic, energetic, whatever good personality that's worked for them up until this point, and you teach them how to market it. You teach them how to exploit it. You teach them how to work it to their advantage on a much greater scale than just running into somebody at the grocery store and telling them what aisle to go down for the goldfish snacks. Okay.
Thank you, Jeff. We gotta take our one-to-one relationships and make it one-to-many, and that's what marketing mastery does. So thank you for that.
There we go. Text marketing to 55444 if you want to learn more about that program. Again, wherever you're at in your business, you would get value from that. Text the word marketing to 55444. Okay. Regardless of whether you've gone through the other programs or not, I know we've got a certain segment of the population that desires to become a leader. They want to run a brokerage. They want to start a team. We hear this all the time. All right, at what point should I start a team? I want to start a team, or I want to start a brokerage, or maybe I am running a team, or I am leading a brokerage and I want to be better. Well, you have an opportunity to learn from the exact same person that taught me how to run a team and how to run a brokerage. Not only because I was her manager, as one of her employees when they ran the largest Coldwell Banker in the state of Michigan with 16 locations. But I also, after I moved on to a separate organization, I turned around and said, but hey, wait, I still want to pay you to be my coach. And I did so for several years. And she coached me on how to lead a team, how to lead a brokerage. And you have the same opportunity that I had at a much lower cost, by the way, because I know I paid a lot more than this to you, Kathy. And so, Kathy, you've got 5 minutes to tell us about team building from salesperson to CEO. Ready, go.
Okay, so I'll dive right in. So some thoughts on this, right? So when we did the class and we created the class, the idea is that so many agents now want to be a team leader, right? So they're just like, all of a sudden I'm just going to be a team leader, or they want to open up their own firm. Well, what we're going to teach you to do is what you need to do to be the best, most highly respected team leader in your area. We're going to teach you how to be a CEO, right? And what you need to do to attract people. We're going to teach you and work with you how to create a culture, which, by the way, is the single most important thing about why people come work for you, and a structure to attract talent in your marketplace and to also retain the current agents that you have and also have a consistent profit. What a novel idea.
That'd be helpful.
What'd you say?
That'd be helpful.
Yeah, be helpful, right? Because we can't contribute back to the lives of others if we are not healthy with a profit of our own. So we're going to teach you the skills you need to be a CEO.
Yeah.
So that's a huge part of it, but I want to move on to a couple other things. Here's the biggest thing, and Jeff, you and I talk about this all the time, that I see in my 35 years of doing this, is we work with you to create a solid mission, a solid vision that people will follow, that agents will follow. We work with you to identify your core values of, watch, people are working with you because of your value, meaning who you are and the value of the company and the team that you have. That's why they choose you. So we're working with you to create your mission, your vision. And for those that have a mission and vision and your core values, sometimes you have to dust them off, right? And start all over again. And then, of course, the value proposition. What is your value? So that you are attracting talent in your marketplace. So that is a huge component, right? The mission, vision, value proposition. We also work with you on team models, right? So for the teams, what does your model look like? Do you need to tweak the model? Do you need to adjust the model? We teach you exactly the Glover agency model, Jeff's and Taylor's, vision of what they've done to have the #1 team in the state of Michigan. We also spend a lot of time on retention. How do I retain the great people I have? What do I need to do to make sure that they're with us? Obviously, attracting talent. We have to attract talent. So how do you attract talent? So Jeff and I spent a lot of time, and Jeff managed for me, and I taught him how to recruit, right?
Yep.
And he did a phenomenal job. So the idea is, yes, recruiting talent. The exact systems that we use at Glover Agency that we've used for years that attract the high producers or just talent in your marketplace.
And the recruiting presentation itself, which people tend to underestimate. Well, recruiting, I just have to make relationships and talk to people, right? Isn't that recruiting? Well, yeah, but once you get in front of them, there's actually a process that you can follow that's systematic, that every time you get in front of someone, you'll have them asking, well, what would it look like if I worked with your firm? What would it look like if I worked with your team?
Exactly. So we spend a lot of time on that. We spend a lot of time on diving deep on where you need to find the talent and what I need to do to attract them, what I need to say. And to Greg's point, what marketing are we doing in social media world to bring them on? We teach you exactly what we do with our value proposition here to drip onto your target agent group to join actually your company, your brokerage, your team. We spend a lot of times on that. Yes.
That reminds me of something that we covered in one of the sessions. And by the way, Kathy and I worked together to build all 16 weeks of this based on what we're doing in our world. One of the comments that I made was your value proposition, and this goes for real estate salespeople too. But in a real estate team, a real estate brokerage, or if you're trying to build a downline, your value proposition is only as good as how much you promote it.
Right.
How much are you talking about the value that you bring to the industry, to others, your value proposition? So we share with you, you get all of the materials in all of these classes. You get all the scripts. When you're in Greg's, you get all of our marketing material. When you're in Kathy's, you get our actual value proposition. When you're in Nick's, you get all of our buyer consultation materials. In Systems of Real Estate, you get all of our materials to help you build your business, or in this case, grow your brokerage. And there's a lot that we give away in the team building class, Kathy.
Yeah. So just to wrap up on this, guys, the reality is that we know in today's market, it's extremely competitive. It's tough to make a sound profit. Everyone be realistic on this call. You're listening in, you guys know that. So we're teaching you what you need to do to make sure that you're consistently profitable. You're consistently attracting agents. You're consistently retaining the agents that you have, and the structure and the systems to do that. And don't forget, for those of you that know us out there, MMFI, make me feel important. What you're doing with each agent in your team or your brokerage to make sure they stay with you for the life of their career.
That's it. That's the expectation. They're going to be with you for life. We'll end on that one. If you want to join Kathy, the same person that taught me how to lead a team in brokerage, you can do so by texting the word CEO to 55444. That's 16 weeks live. Text the word CEO to 55444. All of these programs are either $299 or $399 a month for 4 months. So the most you'll pay for a program is like $1,600. I'm pretty sure you'll get that investment back on your first recruit or on your first deal. In the very back of your workbook, you have all of the programs outlined there. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, or you think you're ready for something more personalized, you got the details on that, as well as the designations after you've taken enough courses to be a Glover U certified agent. It's been fun hanging with everybody. You've got the workbook with all of the programs in them. You've got the codes to text us. If you want more information, you can go to gloveru.com, click on programs. They're all there. And until next time, have a great rest of the week. We're back tomorrow, Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm going to prepare you for the second half. We'll see you then, and we'll see you in one of these programs. Thanks, guys.